Wow, it's like 90 degrees, 7,000 feet up. I don't know whose genius idea it was to come out here right now, but probably wasn't camera ladies. So we're actually driving up to do another video, totally separate and completely different than this, but we're in the Gila National Forest a few miles from my house, and we're just driving past this incredible agave, blooming agave, and I wanted to check it out. I'm gonna put the drone up to see this area if I can see any more without having to hike down this like cliffs of death in the 90-degree weather. So let's go check it out, and I think we're gonna come back here for sunset if we find a good composition. But this flower is worth checking out. All right, so here it is. I'm 6'1". That thing is huge. Oh wow, there's another one right over there on the cliff. Oh man. All right, there's got to be some cooler ones then. If this one, I know there's some in this area. Let's go see if we can find a little bit better of one. Oh wow, there's the one I was looking at. Oh wow, double wow. That one's even better. Wow, this is great. All right, well, that was way too windy for Mavis. She was not happy. So I'm gonna grab a couple of phone shots, and I'm gonna look at some compositions here. This has got potential. Let's go check one more spot before we both fry out here. Camera lady at least has a nice hat on because she's smarter than I am. I say that as it's like blowing off her head. All right, let's go take a look. I come here all the time, but I don't think I've ever been out here while all of these are bloomed. Like I think like last year only 1 or 2 of them bloomed when I came out. So it's really cool to see all of them. All right, so I found my spot, I found my composition. We've got this beautiful guy, and then we've got 4 little baby agaves here that are not blooming. And we're gonna use this as the foreground. I took this shot on my phone just to get an idea. We'll nail it down when we come back out here, but we're gonna come back out here in a few hours once this wind dies down, hopefully, and once the light gets good. And I think this is gonna be my jam. So let's go get out of the sun and get some nice cold smoothies or tea or something, and then we'll come back in a minute. Okay, so we're back. We got a couple minutes to sunset, or at least to sunstar set. I just noticed that my battery is dead, so we're switching batteries real quick. All right. So the shot that the phone shot that I grabbed, this one, of that cactus right there is cool, but the sunstar's not where I want it. So the sunstar is where I want it here. So check this out. All right, so we are right over the agave bush. You see that? So what I don't know is I'm going to stretch it out and get some of this foreground here and do something like that. I think that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to grab that shot, and then I'm going to get the interesting foreground, and the sunstar will be a little bit to the side. So I'm going to set this down for a second. For this one, I don't know if I even want to focus stack. Let me just grab a quick test shot. So another thing that I want to do, you'll notice here, So you see, what I want, like look at the distortion that we're going to bring when we bring this down. Sorry, it's out of focus. So look how that's stretching the agave bush. That's what I want, that stretch, because I want it to be prominent, you know. So this, in this case, I'm really using that wide angle distortion to my advantage. So I do like this, the hole in the ground there. I'm gonna see if I can make that work. And then what I'm gonna do is F16, I'm gonna focus on the plant. Wow, my foot's actually in there at 14. So we're too overexposed right now for that shot. But look over here, I'll show you this real quick. All right, so here's what we're looking at. A much nicer foreground. The agave there on the top left, and then the sunstar on the top right. So that does make kind of a nice V, a triangle, and then we've got a good foreground. So this might actually work. I think in this case, maybe a stronger foreground would be better than a weaker foreground with a stronger background. But I am going to get both of them, or I'm going to try to. I don't know if I'm going to focus stack or not. Right now I'm going to focus on the middle of these guys here. And I'm going to try to stretch that. So that's looking pretty nice. Now all we got to do is wait, I think. Actually, let me check and see. I mean, that's sharp. That's moderately sharp. I think it's sharp enough at 16 focusing here that I probably won't have a problem. So now what I'm going to do is just focus in the middle of the frame. And I'm just going to see what that does for me. So we're going to take a couple more of those tests. Here's that test shot. But we're going to take a couple of more shots. I need to get over here before this one dies, before it goes out. All right. Well, I mean, now all we got to do is wait. I want this at the perfect. Oh, there it is right there. So for this one, I can just focus right on the plant. It's still so bright that I can't see anything, but what I can see in the screen is when the sun is behind, you know, when I'm lined up for the sun star, is I want it right behind the agave. There is a tiny, tiny little cactus right there. It would be so cool, but I think it's too tiny. All right, I'm gonna line this up and try to get the shot. I'll see you in a second. All right, so I got the tripod out. So I do want to focus stack a little bit. The hardest part about the tripod is it just takes forever to get what you want. So I'm just going to focus stack here, plant, and then background, and that's it. 3 shots. And then, so I'm at F16, and then I don't care about my shutter, whatever that needs to be at. ISO 100. So we'll open that up. To get a proper exposure on the foreground, it's at f8. I mean, it's at 1/8 of a second. Okay, so now get one on the background on the on the agave plant, and then now the last one on the mountain in the background. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the exposure, and I'm going to bring it down to where it says -1 so that I can get the clouds. Well, there's no clouds, so I can get the sky at least a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and bracket to -2 since I'm there. Okay, so those are those shots. So now we just have to hope that they work. All right, well, just like that, it's gone. That was quick. That was like less than 2 minutes. And we got the cactus, the yucca in the foreground, and the rock in the foreground. I'm not sure which one I like more. Let me know what you think. But now that it's over, we have some good blue hour. And I've got, you can't see it right now, but I'll show you in a second, the beams of light coming in right through there. The thing I hate most about the RF system is definitely the caps. The rear lens element caps. Having to line them up is such a pain. Okay, so for this, we're just gonna go handheld. Yeah, look at, so we got that beam of light coming in there. Oh, that's gorgeous. I don't know if I can make a shot out of that, but let's see. I'm gonna try a couple things. I'm gonna try one just a little tighter. Oh, that's kind of nice, the layers, because you can see like all the way back there to the west. You can see that's really nice. And the layers and the V and the mountain there. And I kind of like that it's darker in this foreground. Yeah, I really like that. Look at those dark layers and then the light layers in the back. So in this case, it's okay to me that I don't have a foreground really, because everything is kind of a distant shot. But camera lady just got a really cool shot on her phone, and I want to see if I can get, oh look. So if we do something like this, all right, look at this. So here's the yucca, here's the agave, and if I line it up and get those layers in there, that could be pretty nice. Let me see if I can brighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna try something like that. Let's see if I can get a better shot though with a proper exposure. But I really like, if I could just angle this just right, that's kind of cool. We'll see how well the IBIS does. I'm at 100 mil, almost at 1/25 of a second, f/16. I wanted more depth, but let's see now that the sun's down. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it to f/8 because I still want the mountains. I don't want them to completely blurry, you know? I don't know if any of those will work. That's not as cool as camera ladies. I can't get the same. Oh, but I do kind of like this. So I'm out, check this out. So backed out to 70 and now put it to the side. And now we've got the layers back there. I might like something like that. Let's see if I can make that work. Even at f/8 at 70, that's not bad. I kind of like that. That really highlights the yellow blooming on the agave, and I think that's really cool. It's definitely a ginormous flower. That's pretty cool. This is another reason why I really hate tripods. If I was on a tripod right now, I just wouldn't be able to get where I need to get. But that does look kind of cool. I'm going to do one stop underexposed because I know this camera, the R5, is good for boosting the shadows by a stop or so. This is one of those ones that I don't want to really exposure bracket for, because I feel like I could get really technical with this and it would just be a pain to do exposure blending, focus blending. Maybe that's why my channel isn't as big as some of the other awesome photographers out there. I want more of a relaxed artistic feel. Oh, I kind of like that. That's kind of nice, and I got the top of it too. Now I'm just gonna crash into my own tripod here.
What you get for talking shit to it.
I would never do that. So the only downside is there's a lot of negative space up there in the shot. What if I try to put it over here? I gotta get back some. All right, what if I try this? This might be actually a little bit better. Oh wow, camera lady is not happy with hand holding for 8 minutes. All right, I'm just gonna walk around here. I'm gonna grab a couple more shots and I think we're gonna call it good. We're losing the light, so that was kind of a faster episode. Let me know what you guys think about the two focus stacked images. Which one you like better? If you're still here, I super appreciate it. Check out the channel members if you want to get a little more involved with the channel, help support me, get some extra content, all of the goods that's there for you. Huge shout out to all the channel members already. I love you guys. I appreciate everybody. And don't forget to hit the like button if you're still here. I really appreciate it. That's always the best way you can support the channel. I will hopefully see you out here very soon in another episode with some awesome desert stuff. Now, I almost turned around and walked right into that tree. That would have been ill-advised.